Hi, Captain Al Lorenzetti here for SkimmerOutdoors.com. Trophy fishing tackle, Bergen Bay docks, patio and charters, and capture clam. Being a weekend update and fishing forecast, this would be for the weekend of November 28th, 29th, 30th. So the end of the month, things are getting a little tough. The weather's getting a little tough, cold, blowing a lot. And for the weekend, it looks like blowing hard Friday, Saturday late, laying down, Sunday morning good, and then blowing like crazy again Sunday afternoon. So there's a window in there where you probably can get out. And it looks like Sunday morning, the ocean should be good too, until maybe 10, 11 o'clock. Anyhow, on the fishing scene, uh, again, striped bass on jigs. Most of the fish being caught are caught in the ocean on jigs. There are some fish inside, but you know, when you come to fishing inside, you got to know what you're doing. So a lot of people don't do it. And that's what sets apart, you know, a good fisherman from one that's just a weekend warrior. Blackfish, they're open well into almost Christmas. And, you know, they're being caught. It's just a matter of getting there early and getting on a spot where a few moved in overnight. So that's going on too. Pretty much other than that, really nothing happening as far as I know. So, you know, it's getting tough now. We're talking only a few weeks to really when it's over, you know, except for offshore fishing on the wrecks, you know, fishing for cod, pollock, blackfish, and so forth on the offshore wrecks. So anyway, going on, I guess the Captain Al story is due. This one is kind of interesting. It has to do with like the beginning of sport fishing offshore. So, you know, back in the late 50s, early 60s, there was interest generating to fish offshore, and then it just became more and more and more to what we have today. So my father, he had four outfits, four fishing outfits. They were Penn 4.0s. I think they were the red plate version with maybe 50-pound line on them. And he would troll, you know, go out in the ocean. He'd catch false albacore, bonita, bluefish, once in a while football. You know, there were a lot of small bluefin around, you know, 20 pounds, 25 pounds, like that. He would catch them, have a great time fishing Jap feathers and cedar plugs. That was rigged on wire. So one day we're fishing, we were going southwest out of the inlet. We heard there was a lot of bonita down that way. So we're going, and we have the radio on. In those days, it was called an AM radio. It was a monster. When you hit the transmit button on it, the motor almost stopped. It was like, drew so much power. But anyway, so we're listening to chatter on there. We're hearing guys, yeah, I'm hooked up. I got one on. I got two on. One of them was the Bogene, Herb Fogarty. He was like the premier offshore guy at that time. They had big downeasters, and he had Penn 9.0s and 12.0s and, you know, real heavy duty stuff. So he said, let's head that way. We're figuring out, we're listening, we're thinking they're by the HA buoy. So we're trolling towards the HA buoy, you know, going. We think we see him on the horizon, maybe 3-4 miles away. And we all hear, bang, 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 bang. That was it. Four fish picked up the rods, bit the baits, and stripped them clean. We find out they're 100-pound bluefin. That's what these guys were catching. So we were no match for a 100-pound bluefin. My father said, okay, we're going home, turn the boat around. Back home we motored. So that was an interesting non-happening day. So anyway, that's it for this week. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great one. Get out there, catch them up.